Hi, everybody. It's Lisa Haynes here. I'm your event partner for our robotics competition that we'll be having this Saturday on March the 1st. And I thought to save us a little bit of time at our opening ceremonies and things like that, I would go ahead and cover a few of the things that are important parts of the drivers' meeting. Many of these things your teams have already talked about. They're the common things that come up at every single driver meeting that you've had during your competition season. And since this is a little later in our season, I felt like that this would probably be a good opportunity for us to kind of move some things along. So let me first of all start by welcoming everybody to our event. Um, General information about our event. Um, we will go over where the restrooms and concessions and all the venue specific things are located. But one of the big things that we are asking of people is if you can please avoid bringing food or drink into the gymnasium area. We're trying our best to kind of consolidate where trash is coming into play. So bringing a water bottle or something like that is absolutely fine, but we're trying to keep that area as neat and clean as possible for our custodial staff. In addition to that, we are asking that students please wear tennis shoes. So this is not a good time to wear those cowboy boots to our event. We're asking that you keep your pit areas clean and organized. That's just for the safety of everybody. And it also makes your life coaches a lot easier at the end of the event for packing up and getting ready to go home. Teams are responsible for their equipment and materials. We will have charging stations made available. We'll have some cords and things set out that you can easily go and charge your devices. But we highly recommend that you come prepared with things charged, ready to go so that your day goes a little bit smoothly. Um, your engineering notebooks were already submitted ahead of time electronically. Those are in the process now of being judged. Our agenda for the day was posted earlier, but our plan is to start as quickly as we can after our opening ceremonies that start at 9:15. So our hope is to actually maybe get started by 9:30, even though the schedule says like 9:45. In addition to that, we will be running all the way up until noon. If there are some glitches along the way, we may actually go past a little bit noon, but our goal is to definitely just keep things going. So during the course of our event, I know that I'll be giving you a schedule and it has times on it. Those times very quickly become useless. So, what you need to be looking and paying very close attention to is your queuing number. We will be calling out queuing through the entire system PA, but it is your responsibility to be paying attention to those orders. We have several monitors on display. In addition to that, we also have the VEX Via app. We do not have people that are going to run you down and find you. If you are not at your queue, you may miss out on a run. So, alliance partners, this kind of falls on you too. Make sure you find your alliance and help get them to the queue. That's all part of that teamwork that we have. Our judges totally recognize student-centered work. That is the core of VEX and what we believe. And we consider that with the compliance with the REC Foundation standards. This event will have a total of 8 qualifying matches for each team. So the lowest 2 scores for each team is not going to count towards your teamwork ratings, which is wonderful. In addition to that, after the all qualifying matches are completed, the top 20 teams will participate in the finals matches. Qualifications to the state regional championship. This is just awesome news. This event will qualify 4 teams to advance to the Indiana State Championship on March the 22nd at the Indianapolis State Fairgrounds. So those awards would be the top 2 Teamwork Alliance, an elementary excellence award, and the middle school excellence award. Those are what will qualify for the state. So here's some just reminders for our rapid relay game. Okay, please keep the REC Foundation Code of Conduct in mind when competing today. We've always had wonderful teams come and compete with us here at our different venues in Columbus, and we are very appreciative of everyone. And so we know that this isn't going to be an issue, but just remember, be respectful, stay professional, follow the rules. We're going to have a great day. Coaches, if you haven't reviewed the code of conduct with your students, please take a few minutes to do that after viewing this tape. You can find it on the REC Foundation website. And then I also will have a banner posted at our event with that code of conduct. if that is something you need to go take the kids over and look at and say, hey, remember this, this, and this. If a team or any of its members are disrespectful or uncivil to event staff, volunteers, or fellow competitors, they may be disqualified from a current match, an upcoming match, or the entire event, depending on the severity of the situation. Judges will also consider team conduct and ethics when determining awards. This applies to everyone associated with the team. So that's coaches, that's your fans, it's your parents, it's everybody connected with your team plays a role in that piece. Individual event participants and event staff who observe disrespectful or uncivil behavior should report it to the event partner immediately, and that's me. Along, if you happen to have any photo or video evidence, pass that along as well too. I really do not anticipate this being a problem with our event, but I just want it out there in the open that I will deal with these in a very swift manner. Big thing, only drive team members may contest a referee's ruling. Adults are not permitted to intervene. So let me explain to you how we do our queuing. Once your team is in the queuing line, coaches, you are not in the queuing line with them. That goes for when your team members are over running skills. Coaches, you are not to be near them. You can go back and watch them from a distance, but you are not to be up there coaching them through that process. And that's also true for our interview process. You are not to be in that interview area with them while they're being interviewed by our volunteer judges. So just a reminder. In addition to that, there's one additional layer that we have at our venue just to help with crowd control and traffic. In the pit area, the only individuals that are allowed in the pit areas are the members of your robotics team and your coach. Parents, as much as we'd love to have parents come in and visit with you, there's just not space to bring everybody into that area. So in addition to that, it should all be about the kids and the coaches and everybody working on their driving and robotic skills. So just a reminder, VIQRC is a student-centered program. Adults should never make decisions about the robot's build, its design, or gameplay, and should not provide any unfair advantages by providing help that is beyond the student's independent abilities. Adults can cheer for the team. We want you to cheer for their team. Help them get to the queue on time. Help them find a resource. Adults should never work on the robot or code and shouldn't guide any match strategy at all. So, coaches, I know this is sometimes difficult because the kids are under pressure to do well and to perform well, and you just want to get in there and help them fix their problem. The kids have got to work through that problem on their own. So, students, if an adult tries to touch your robot, you need to look at them and say, this is my problem to deal with. The robot design, construction, and program have to represent the skill level of the team. So, before the match, get to the queuing table on time with a robot that's ready to play. If you can't get your robot to a match, send a drive team member. We'll still get you points for that match. So let's say in an earlier match, your robot falls apart. It happens. It happens all the time. Send a drive team member to that queuing. You're still going to get points, even if you have to set your remote down on the game board while play is happening. So we'll guide you through that, but don't miss a queuing because your robot's misbehaving. Because here's the other thing that can happen. If you get your drive team member to the queuing line and they magically get that robot fixed in time, as long as you're not on the field yet, they can bring it up and join in. Okay? So before the match, make sure your robot is in a legal starting position and configuration and it is set up quickly. And at our events, we do not step on the fields. I know some of you have been to events, people are walking all over the fields. At our events, we do not walk on the fields. So that's a big no-no here. During the match, be sure to switch drivers during the 10-second driver switch period. If only one driver from a team is at a match, that driver can only drive for the first 35 seconds of the match. So get your drivers there on time. If your robot needs to be fixed during a match, put your controller on the ground before moving to grab the robot. Any balls being controlled by the robot are removed from the gameplay. When the robot has been repaired, it should be returned to the field in a legal starting position, touching the starting wall and not touching any of the elements. Your robot can never expand beyond the size of the starting zone and can't be taller than its 15-inch size. Okay. So yeah, I know your expansion of your robot can be 6 foot, right? But it's got to be within those guidelines. Stop driving when the timer hits 0. Remember, any scoring that happens after the timer hits 0 isn't counted, and as a violations will turn into DQs after 3 minor violations, and we do keep track of those. After the match, check the score before you leave the driver's station. So check with the scoring. Make sure you agree on that score. Once you leave the driving station, that is your score. And coaches, you are not allowed to come back up and argue about a score. It is totally the student drivers are the only two individuals that are allowed to talk to the referee about that score. The referees will only talk to the drive team members about the match. We are not looking at videos. I know we're live streaming today. There's no looking at videos. There's no going back. Skills matches. Each team gets 3 driving skills matches and 3 autonomous coding matches. Be sure you make it time for those. That field will shut down earlier in the afternoon. We will give you a warning that we're getting ready to close it. It will probably close around 2:30 today. That's kind of an estimate because I'm thinking by around 3:15 or so, we should be into our finals if things move as quickly as they normally do for our events. So that's why it's really important to pay attention to that queue number and not the time that's on your chart. In an autonomous coding skills match, a team can rest a robot as many times as they want, return it to the starting zone. So you can pick up that robot, move it back, restart it. In the driving skills match, the drive team member must stay in their selected driver's box. In a autonomous coding match, drive team members can move around the field as needed. Okay. I want you guys all have fun today. We really are looking forward to a fun day of robotics. Coaches, thank you for bringing your teams here to Northside Middle School to our event. And students, we're looking forward to seeing all of you and having a great day of robotics fun. So take care. Can't wait to see you Saturday morning, bright and early. Be sure. Oh, by the way, we will have concessions. We have some food trucks coming. And coaches, we have a coffee truck just for you coming. So life is good. Again, thank you so much for being part of our BCSC robotics community and enjoy the event. Take care. Bye.